Hey guys, this is Brian at Rockstar Reptiles. We have our first clutch of the year. She's sitting on eggs, and we're going to go ahead and show you those, and then we're going to pull them out and get them into the incubator and show you kind of how I do my setup. But this is my first clutch of 2026, and so let's get going. So to start off, this is female. I bred her to a leopard yellow belly pied het clown, and she is a Bengal yellow belly het pied 50% het clown, and the 50% het clown has never been proven out, so hopefully we can prove her out, see if we can get a clown this time. Let's go ahead and open her up. She is currently setting on the eggs, if you can see them. So we're going to go ahead and pull those. I have, first we'll pull her off, and then we will pull those and get them ready for the incubator. She looks like she's being a little bit protective, a little bit defensive, but that's okay. Snakes normally do that. They protect their eggs, but usually they don't do anything. They won't end up biting. They're just a little scared. So we'll go ahead and then we'll clean up the tub. I completely do a re-switch out on the tub. Brand new substrate for her for the next little bit. So I'll clean it all out so it doesn't smell like her eggs. That way I can get her back on food ASAP, and she'll eat within 2 or 3 days of laying these eggs. So okay, let's move on, and I'll get the container ready, and we'll move to that point. Okay guys, the next step we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and get the egg tray set up. So I use vermiculite. It's an actual laying hatch vermiculite, so it's a little bit larger and more. I could reuse it. I boil it and clean it all up, and I reuse it from year to year. That's why I use it, because I can keep it from year to year. Some people use stuff that they just chuck after it's done. I don't do that. I clean it out, boil the water, boil it in the water, and then I dry it out and get it ready for the next year. So I'm gonna put that on, and then I put water in the bottom of it. I fill this up and I get it quite wet. A lot of people don't get it wet because they put the eggs directly on it. I don't do that. I put the eggs on an egg tray that we 3D print. My brother has them for sale on his Etsy account, but I get them from him, and we set them on like that, and then that's why I put the substrate a little wet, because the eggs will never touch the substrate it sets up on this rack, and I want it to be high humidity. Then I go ahead and I put some snap and seal shrink wrap over the top of it, and I seal it up, and then I'll put the lid on it and put it into the incubator. So we're gonna go ahead and get that set up. I have one already in the incubator because I want to warm it up so that it doesn't shock the eggs when I put the eggs in it. Everything will be to temperature, what they're supposed to be incubated at, which is 90 degrees. So the one I have ready for is currently in the incubator warming up, so we'll do that next. Okay guys, the next step we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and pull her out. We're going to get her off the eggs, then we're going to weigh her, and I got this bin ready to it's a temporary bin just to get her aside and while I can work on the eggs. And then we'll take her afterwards and I'll wash her down with Dawn soap and clean her up so she doesn't smell like she just laid eggs. I'll clean her bin out, and I'll get her back into her bin. That way she can settle for the next couple days, and then I'll feed her, because she hasn't eaten for about 3 months. They go off go off food about the time they lay eggs. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll get to doing the eggs. So in my experience, sometimes they're a little feisty. I've never had one bite me yet, but there's a first time for everything, so we won't tempt that. So if you want to zoom in, I'm gonna take her off. So when I take them off, I take her head, and then I grab her tail, because she'll want to close up around the eggs, and I'll just pull her off just like that. Now she knows I'm moving her, but she's not that, and we'll just set her in here, and let her sit there while I take care of the eggs, and then we'll get back to her. So it looks like we've got 7 good eggs. No duds, so we'll go ahead and do that. So 7 good eggs. Oh, one more thing I wanted to do real quick was weigh her. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. Come here, girl. We're gonna weigh her, and I weigh everything in grams. 1456, 1456. And I always want to check her to make sure there's no more eggs in her body. You can feel her and she has nothing in there. So if they have something in there, sometimes you have to take her to a vet or work it out yourself, because if it gets stuck in there, it's actually really bad for her. She could die. But I've never had one do that. I've just heard of people having that issue. So we're gonna go ahead, and now that we're done with this stuff, I'll move this stuff out of the way and we'll get these eggs set up. I want to drop them. Need a bigger table almost. So we're gonna go ahead and set up. This is the setup I have. I've got the water in the bottom. Because I don't set the eggs directly on the substrate, I have it really watery. It's really watery. And then I set them up on this, and it keeps the humidity really high. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna mark these, and I'll probably kindle them, but I wanna mark the very tops of every one of them, just so I can remember what the top of the egg is. Usually that's how they'll land. Some people take the whole egg and just plop it in here. I usually do that unless there's some that come off. I do prefer them to be off and separate. That's way if you have any mold issues, you're gonna tear them from both sides. That way you don't tear the other egg. But there's one, and if you ever tear that, you can take Scotch tape and tape it up. I've never had to do that yet, but that's like one of the tricks in the trade is if you ever tear the egg, bringing them off each other. These are a little bit dry, so you got to be really careful. Make sure you don't separate each one. Got it off that egg, and I just rock back and forth until I get it to come off. There's another one, and the spot on that's right there. And so when I set them in, I don't want them to touch, just in case I get one of them gets a mold problem, then it doesn't move on to the other one. And I always try to make sure they're not touching the sides of my containers. If you have them touching the side of your containers, when the water evaporates, it gets all over the sides, and then your egg will be sitting in that water, and the animal can't breathe wherever it's wet. That's why you don't want them sitting directly in water. Mark on that one go. Okay, so we got the mark on that one. I'll kindle these to make sure these are in the right place. These ones are stuck on really big spots, so the other ones to this point have been smaller. That's why I kind of saved them till last. I just slowly do it back and forth. Don't want to rip the egg. If you do it all from one side, I've noticed that it will pull on the egg a little bit, and I think that's where you tear. So I try to do it really even from each side. Get these sitting in there. Some of these are a big egg. Okay, so there we have it. I'm going to go ahead and take this press and seal, and this just helps hold the humidity in. And I'll put this over the top of the whole bin. And of course I'll press and seal it on and try to keep it a little tight so that the water won't drip on it. And go all the way around, make sure there's no holes. Now the press and seal is actually breathable, that's why they use it. And that will actually allow them to be nice and humid, just because these don't, my egg boxes don't seal up around the edges really well, so this is just going to help hold humidity in. And then I'll go ahead and I'll label that so I know what female hatched it. We'll go ahead and clean up her cage, we'll wash her, and we'll get her all set and ready to go. So that's kind of my rundown of what I do to get my eggs into the incubator. Hey guys, I just wanted to wrap this video up. I went ahead and put her weight and the date she laid. I cleaned her up, got a new bin for her, so she's all in a new clean bin so she doesn't smell. Looking really pretty, ready to go. And we're gonna go ahead and kindle the eggs to make sure that they're in the right position. So we're gonna go ahead and take this off. And I got my flashlight. I have a high-powered flashlight, and we can come in and kindle. You can see the bloodlines, so we just want to make sure that they're in the right place. Let's see if I can get that to the brighter one. There we go. So that right there is setting in the correct spot. See how the bloodlines are all on the front and the top. So this one right here looks like it needs to be turned just a little bit. This one's good. This one right here looks like we need to put it in the right spot. That one looks good. That one looks like it needs turned just a little bit. There we go. So everything looks good. And that's kind of where you want it. You want the bloodlines to be spread out on the top. There's a little cluster of them. I don't know if you can see that. That usually is always on the top. So, kind of like this one. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but we got bloodlines are all on the top. Now I'm going to go back through and make sure none of them are touching. I can feel the humidity in these. They've only been in there for a few minutes, and I can already feel that they're starting to get the right humidity, get the right heat. Okay, so that's all I got. This is how I do it. I put this back on, get these back in the incubator, and we'll do some updates for everybody. So anyway, like, subscribe. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll talk to you later.